Hello everybody, peace and blessings to you, and thank you for clicking on this video. I hope that this video meets you well. I'm Letitia. I am a 42-year-old millennial mom of 5 children, immigrant living in the US, homeschooling, home managing mom. I am an INFJ empath, intuitive, agnostic, progressive, light worker, energy reader, New Earth messenger, dreaming woman, part of the 4 a.m. club. I am so many things. I'm a part of the rise of the divine feminine, and I am on a journey of learning and becoming and being and living and navigating and living the best possible life that I can live in the timeline that I have been allotted. And to be honest with you, you know, this timeline, as you would know, is the craziest of all timelines as far as I'm concerned. I have been listening and learning and trying to learn from intellectuals and historians and people who know a lot more about what has been and the past than I do. I have been watching documentaries, and I've just been on a journey, on a path of learning more than I've ever been in my entire life, because I feel as though I want to be an active participant in this timeline. I want to experience it fully. I want to understand it as best as possible. I want to live it. I want to overcome what I need to overcome, any obstacles or anything that gets in my way. I want to overcome. I want to be a learner so that I can be a teacher. I want to live by an example. I want to, as a light worker, let my light shine, so keep my light shining bright. I want to live a full, beautiful, wonderful life. So I've always wanted that. I had no clue when I started on my journey of understanding life, when I started to get past my childhood and start to experience life, and started to dream and started to think up ideas and think of things I wanted to do and I wanted to try. And as I became a dreamer, I had no idea that this was the future that was in store for me. I had no idea this is what this is where it was heading. I had big dreams and I had expectations and I believed, and I anticipated a different path. I anticipated things turning out differently. I dreamt of doing things that I've still yet to do. I wanted to travel, and I wrote a lot about that. I wanted to travel, and I would watch things on TV and watch places on TV and be like, I want to go there. I want to go to Ireland. I want to see the Eiffel Tower. I want to experience the Great Wall of China. I want to see places and meet people and do things. And, I chose a path of coming to the US because I felt like the island that I lived on was a little bit too small for me. It was a beautiful island. I love the beach. I love the beach. I miss the beach. But I felt that that island was too small for me and too small for my dreams, and my dreams couldn't be contained on that island. So I just noticed that I didn't have my mic on. So the sound from this and this part of the video may sound differently. I just turned on my mic. Maybe it'll give me an opportunity to compare, because I just bought myself an inexpensive microphone connection for my phone while I record these videos. It wasn't very expensive. It's not one of the better quality ones, but I haven't been quite sure if I've been loving the quality of the mic, and I haven't been sure if the mic is any better than my regular phone audio. So you have the opportunity to compare and test it out in this video. But I'm recording on March 18th, 2025. And this is going to be a good vibes video because I'm in a good vibes mood. I Today I went to the dentist. I went to the dentist this morning, and I feel good about the outcome of that appointment. I'm just feeling really, really optimistic and positive and hopeful, for my future. And it's crazy and interesting that I feel that way at a time such as this. I am totally, totally, totally aware of what's going on, you know, to a certain extent, because I haven't been clicking on those articles really. But I got the notifications. I see what's in the news. I see what we're talking about. I am aware. I am aware of, the politician from France that talked about taking back France taking back the Statue of Liberty to a certain extent, referring to the fact that some people in the United States don't deserve it. They don't believe in the idea of the Statue of Liberty anymore. So it might be better off and more respected in France. So a politician in France had mentioned that. I saw the headline, did not read the article, but I saw the headline that Justice Roberts kind of like, I don't know how to word it, but in the headlines, Justice Roberts basically like made a statement or something in relation to DJT, talking about impeaching judges that rule against him and rule against his cruel deportation acts and the things that he's doing. And I am totally, totally aware. I am also aware of all the protests that is happening. I'm aware of the 5051 protests. And I believe that website is 5050, the words, dot one, the word, ONE, 5050.1. So I'm aware of the protests that's happening. I definitely know about the protests that happened over the weekend. I wasn't really up to date on anything that was going on yesterday, because yesterday was St. Patrick's Day, and I did my mom thing and I made it a special day for my kids. I spent a lot of the time in the kitchen. I baked Irish soda bread for the first time, and I'm very proud of it. When it came out well, I picked a good recipe. It came out well. It was easy to understand. It was yummy. It smelled good. It was beautiful. I did a pineapple upside down cake for the first time, and that also came out well, and it tastes good, and I'm proud of that. And I did a green food breakfast for my kids. I have been doing Lucky Charm pancakes for St. Patrick's Day for my children for many years. That is a long-standing tradition that has stood the test of time, and I love the fact that that's a tradition that my kids, that I have been treating my kids to for many years. So I want to tell you today I just feel good. In this moment, I just feel good. I got some new things because I have been enjoying myself a little bit and getting myself some things, because I'm in a season, by the way, that I have every right to enjoy, because I have been waiting for it for so long. I am 42 years old, and I've been waiting to be in a season such as this for a long time. I am shedding my old skin and becoming a new person. I used to be like not very concerned about how I dress and the things that I wear and all. I felt like I didn't deserve it. I felt like I wasn't confident enough to wear colors and to be adventurous and to have fun with fashion and to do things. And also because of finances. But you know what? I'm moving into a season where I am rejecting the mindset of lack. I am in a season where I expect abundance, I expect provision, I expect above and beyond what, I technically on paper feel like I could have, or, I am expecting abundance and and lots of provision and wonderful things. And I'm getting ready to enjoy my life because I'm in the middle of my life. And there's this dark entity trying to steal my light, trying to steal my joy, along with the rest of the world, not just mine, but trying to steal our joy and our light and our faith and our hope and our fun and our creativity and everything that is just wonderful about being human and being alive and being a dreamer and a believer and just enjoying life. And I'm rejecting that. I've been rejecting that for months. And the more I reject it, the more life provides for me, the more I enjoy almost every day. I haven't been triggered, or I haven't been triggered in a while. You know, since January or February, I don't even remember. I haven't been triggered in a while, and I've been doing well. And it is unbelievable because I have been doing well at a time where I know a lot of people are having things taken away from them and are in real serious trouble. And then, they are fighting, they're in the streets, they are frustrated and angry. And here I say to you guys, if you feel righteous anger, please feel it. Feel whatever you feel and vibe in the energy that you are in, because that is the energy that you are supposed to be in. And if you have shadows, the whole phrase shadow work, if you have triggers and traumas still getting to you, then you have to work through it. Because I have to tell you that to get to where I am now, I worked through my triggers and my traumas. And I have had it rough. I have had very hard days. And I could imagine that the vibe, the energy, the density of the energy that I was feeling in days like that, I can imagine that is in that energy that people would feel as though this is where I'm gonna take myself out and off this world and out of this planet. It is in that energy that people do irreversible things. They take themselves out of this world and out of this planet. And I have felt many times that I've wanted to leave this planet. And I hope that you understand what I mean when I say I wanted to leave this planet. I felt like I didn't belong and I wanted to leave here. But now I know that I belong here. Or maybe not to say I belong here, but maybe to say that I'm here for a purpose and a reason. I'm here as a helper. I'm here as a messenger of love and light and truth. I am here as a helper. I'm here to help. And I am here to anchor the light and hold that light and guide others, help others to get to the other side of the chaos and the darkness and the deceit and get out of the matrix and out of the lies and out of the system of control, and to take the power back and to take their destiny in their own hands. Now, there's a lot of things that are out of our control, but how we react and how we respond, those are definitely in our control. And as you would see, I have been pointing at these things for a while. This whole, if depending on how long I start talking while I'm having this conversation with you, I wanted to kind of take you on a little diamond painting chat with me. But before I did that, I wanted to show you these things. Now, you've already seen this. If you've seen other videos, you may have seen this already. This is from my first deck of tarot cards, and I've told you that I am not really a tarot reader per se. I don't see myself at the moment being a tarot reader, but I love the images of this card, this deck, the Light Seers Tarot. And this is the card, and this is the reason that I purchased this deck. And I've shown this already in a previous video, but just in case you hadn't seen this video before, haven't seen that video, I want to show you this, the Seven of Wands, and I wanted to show you this because I know that if you or somebody has been watching me for a while, you would know that I described this image before I knew it existed. I mentioned this light in the pit of your, you know, your soul, in the that would be, in the pit of your stomach, sort of. I'm thinking that this is the like in the solar plex. Let me see if I got it right. Solar plexus area. Remember, I am now learning about chakras. I haven't even like fully. I have barely scratched the surface, but in your gut, in your stomach, in your soul. And then she has praying hands holding on to that faith, that prayer, and that meditation. She's in the yoga position, the meditation position. And then there's that bubble of protection right there. And you see how magical it is with the stars and the glow and the aura. And now, again, these are all things that I am now just scratching the surface and learning about. And I have warned the people that love me. I've told them, guys, my friends, my mom, I'm going to get more woo-woo. I'm going to get more, maybe how you would perceive as weird, or, I'm going to become a more spiritual person, but in a different way. Because I've had, my eyes have been open, and I have seen my understanding of God, and my understanding of the Bible, and my understanding of what I've learned so far in my life has changed and evolved. So these wands, I don't study. I haven't studied tarot, so I don't know what that they specifically mean. I don't know if these wands mean like being attacked, or what specifically it means. But say, for instance, that that's what it means, that some people things are coming against you. This here is how I envision how I am in this moment, and how I envision we all need to be protected, protected by our own light and our own faith and our own belief system, and our love and our light. And this here, this image, this reminds me of and I've mentioned this in video after video after video, the Disney animation Rise of the Guardians. I just can't get that story line, and especially the end, out of my head, with the little boy that face down pitch black being the darkness, and there's so many layers to unpack in that story. I honestly feel like the writers and the artists and the creatives that work at Disney, a lot of them are so connected. They are so connected to a higher energy of creativity that is telling a story and passing on truths and messages to mankind that they need to receive, messages that need to be heard and seen. So anyhow, when he looked pitch black right in the face, and I'm telling you, pitch black, everything pitch black turned dreams into nightmares, right? And everywhere there was just this darkness, just covering, this huge darkness covering the city, the area that they were in, and covering everything. But this little boy was the one holdout, the one light that would not go out, the one person that held the light. And I just can't get over the fact that he saw that darkness coming his way. He stood tall, and all his friends was behind him. The guardians were behind him, and he stepped up to the front, and he said, I believe in you because, or I don't remember the exact line, but I know you as, let me paraphrase. I know you exist, but I'm not afraid of you. And when he said that, it shrunk everything. It made everything, all the darkness and all that big, all that that huge element of darkness, that surge of darkness or energy of darkness that was trying to come at him, just shrink back and become weak, and eventually small and shrunk, and it was defeated. And that is really how I see us defeating the darkness of this time. That is how I see how I see us defeating the darkness, because this moment, as I hope that many of you have realized, is not just politics, or just not, this is not political. This is a battle, a fight for a fight of light versus dark, truth versus lie, love versus hate, etc., etc. It's that kind of battle, and it's like darkness basically trying to take everything, every good thing from us, every good thing. And the thing that I just keep saying is that whatever state you are in right now is the state that you are supposed to be in. And the fact that I am in this state where I am in a period of light and joy and protection and glow, that's because I did my I went through what I had to go through, and I went through the process of all the things that I have had to go through to get to this point. And I've experienced it all, and I have been in this fight for many years, because I saw this time coming. I was really hoping that this wasn't how it was going to turn out, but now I'm convinced that this is the path to the greatest timeline. This is the path to the golden age. And again, I'm just using the phrase golden age because that's phrases that I've heard, but I haven't really specifically read any books or read up on what the description of the golden age is. I've just heard it mentioned in videos that I listen to. I've even heard DJT call the age that he is trying to create the golden age. But honestly, one of the things that you have to learn and realize, that people have to learn and realize about the DJT, is that he basically steals things and projects things. So a lot of the times when he accused his perceived enemies or people that are against him of certain things, it's because that is, that is what he's doing. And then when he used certain phrases, those phrases might mean something different, but he is kind of like, him and a lot in his movement are trying to muddy the waters and take certain words and phrases and give them the incorrect meanings, or incorrect incorrect meaning, I should say. Let's just say incorrect meaning, and make something that is good seem bad. Like, for instance, we know, I've mentioned this in a video before as well, that Elon Musk talked about empathy, and that whole energy right there, that dark energy, all those invest in that dark energy space, like Trump and all people in that realm and that on that side of things, they are putting out information and articles and putting out a whole statements and all kind of stuff saying that empathy is bad, and writing about how empathy is a sin, how empathy is weaponized, and all kinds of stuff. Like, but Elon Musk, in a recent interview at the end of February had with Joe Rogan, had said that empathy is the greatest, I don't remember the exact words, but a crisis of humanity, the greatest crisis of humanity. And that is a topic for another time, but they turn all the good stuff into bad stuff. They turn being the woke into a bad thing, and socialism into a bad thing. And they turn things that are actually good, things that are actually Christ-like, things that are actually helpful to humanity and would help in progress and in love and in light and in good things, they turn those into the bad things and the bad things into the good things. And this is why I think that we need to do make sure that this light is on and put this bubble of protection and start to realize that if we are not engaged and we are not thinking straight and we are not focused and or realizing what is happening to us, then we could be easily fooled like sheep for slaughter, something like that. We can be led astray. And a lot of what is happening now is very, very biblical. It reminds me a lot of of what we were warned about in Bible stories, and but I just think that in a way people understood the Bible incorrectly. At least my understanding of the Bible is a lot more evolved and very much different. And my understanding of love and spirituality and the divine and the higher power, I would use the phrase God, the name God, sometimes for simplicity. Um, and then sometimes I would call a whole bunch of things because, as far as I know, as far as I am concerned, all of it's the same. It's just different names, different names to a certain extent, you know. Um, like to me, I connect most with I am, the I am, and that's why I say I am Letitia a lot, because I think that it connects me to the divine, and when it connects me to the divine, then my videos and the things that I put out can only lead to good things. It can only lead to good outcomes because it connects me to the light and to the divine. So when I say I am, I feel like I'm connecting to my higher self and the divine, the Holy Spirit, the holy, the higher power, etc., etc. So I just feel like spirituality is way more complicated than how the religion and Christianity tries to box it in and put it into a box. And I believe that love is not something to be placed in a box, and light is not something to be placed in a box, and knowledge is not something to be placed in a box. And finding your way and your path and going through the process and the things that we have to go through to learn is not something that you is an excuse not to show love to people, because I just feel like this human experience is about learning, and human beings, you can't control them like that. You have to let them learn, help, and let them figure it out on their own. And I'm starting to think that, if you don't get it right in the life that you have, then you will have to come again. You will have to come again in another life, and you'll get another chance in a different life, in a different body, under different circumstances, and you're gonna have to do it over and do it over and do it over till you get it right. That's just a thought. And I found, some people say something like that, and I find that to be interesting. And I was thinking that I just want to do this life one time. I want my full 100 years. I want to be healthy. I want a full life. I want the whole thing. I want the whole 100 years of living. And I want to do it once. I don't want to come back as another soul in a different body. And like I said, if you might be somebody that has known me from before, well, before now, before the last 3 months, well, dear friend, I'm about to go. I'm going to change. I'm getting ready to transform and become somebody different. I am in my butterfly stage. I am getting ready to change and become somebody different. And I am in a stage where I'm experimenting. I'm testing out my wings, and I'm trying new things, and I'm experimenting. And I am not in the season of fear. And I'm not in the season of all the negative feelings that come with paying close attention to these dum-dums that are in charge right now. Because as far as I'm concerned, they're getting ready to, things are going to turn to ash in their hands, and things are going to crumble and fall, but things have to crumble and fall sometimes. And I really do think that the world as it was has to crumble and fall. And, you know, I say to people, I would say to people is that you got to do what you can. If you could help somebody, help somebody. If you have money and extra, please help, you know, help your neighbors, help in any way you can. You know, be a protector and a defender and a speaker, and whatever it is that you are called to do, just listen and don't be afraid, and don't worry about what other people think, and don't worry about how you receive, because none of that matters anymore. Because right now we are all just trying to figure out, there's nobody that's better than us. There's nobody that got to figure out better than us. And there's no, you know, there's no wrong way to do this. However we do this is however we were meant to do this. If we're supposed to fall down a bunch of times and not do well a bunch of times and go through some shit in order to get to the other side, then that's what we're going to do. If we pass on from this earth, then there's a reason for that. You know, whatever that reason is, if it happens, it was meant to happen. You know, it is what happened. And I would say that I believe that anybody that passed on from this earth, if they haven't completed their you know, again, I can use phrases that I hear other people say, but I'm not fully acquainted with. You know, if they haven't completed their soul contract, or if they have, you know, if there's more, then they might get another chance in another body, in another soul, in another timeline. You know, they might get another chance to do this life over differently, not as the same person, but they will get another chance. You know, I just feel like we are only human, and we can do the best. We can only do the best that we can do. So, like I said, I was planning on doing some diamond painting while I have this conversation, but it turns out that I ended up talking much longer than I planned. You know, but yeah, I just wanted to share. That's why I was pointing at these things, but I wanted to share my new pieces in my pyramid. What do you call these things? My pyramid collection. I have I have 7 now. Yeah, I have 7 now. And I got 3 new ones today. And each one, when I look at it, it makes me, I kind of like attach a specific thought and focus to it. And each one represents a specific focus. And I'm seeing with this one, I'm seeing fun. I'm seeing color to your life. I'm seeing fun. I'm seeing a good life, good vibes. And I love how it has the this little circle thing, it round sphere at the top. It looks like the cosmos, really. It looks like the stars from this angle. It is absolutely beautiful. I love the little gold. What would you call it? Shavings or whatever. And the colors and the cosmos is just like, basically how I see this is fun, this is life, this is color, this is living, this is creativity. Oh wow, creativity. I think that's the word I'm going to attach to this. This is creativity. I wasn't sure what it was going to be, but that, and now I know. This is creativity. So that's what that is. And I attached to this, I attached Kamala Harris. At first, I thought this, you know, Kamala, it means lotus, you know. So I've called her the Lotus Queen. I have no idea where the Lotus Queen is right now or what she's doing. It still freaks me out that she kind of just like disappeared. Maybe she didn't. but she kind of did. And I'm just, it also like, I've said this before, but I have no idea, you know, why she conceded and why she just like kind of just like, I don't know. Well, I'm just like really, really baffled and surprised by how she chose to deal with things after supposedly, but not. I definitely don't think that that's what happened, but supposedly losing this election, especially after reading her book and knowing that she knows a whole bunch of stuff that, I'm I don't even know how to put into words what has happened in relation to preparation for this time and in relation to the Democrats and in relation to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and I don't even know how to put it into words. I'm so confused about that. But I'm going to just shelve that, because I still have a respect and love and a belief that there was a destiny here that was stolen. And there was a person here, Kamala Harris, who accepted that their destiny was stolen and just like went off into wherever, they accepted it was stolen and they left it at that. I know that they know it was stolen. It's just hard for me to believe that the Lotus Queen doesn't know that her destiny was stolen. And but like I said, we're on a greater timeline. Hopefully someday we'll understand a lot more what they were thinking, and I would see what the ultimate plan was or whatever. Maybe I will understand it someday. But nevertheless, this is the Lotus Queen. This is Kamala Harris right here. This is what this represents to me. I see it because of the blue and the gold. It just makes me think of Kamala Harris. And then there's some purple under there too, And the blue represents her as a democratic leader. The gold is her destiny as far as I'm concerned. The lotus is her as a divine feminine and as the Lotus Queen. And then the lotus is made up of white and gold, like her inner light, her core there, and her gold. The gold, again, like I said, represents her destiny and her strength. And that purple right there, that purple is, her reaching out to the what you would call what you would call the rhinos, Rhinos as in RINO, Republican in name only. They're called that by other so-called Republicans, but actually MAGA, the MAGA rats, the rhinos. Her reaching out to the Republicans who still cared about the Constitution, who still cared about democracy, who still care about doing the right thing, like Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney and lots of others that spoke at the convention and just stepped up and did the right thing. I'm so proud of those Republicans. I wonder how they're managing with things now. But this is the Lotus Queen right here. This is her pyramid. I'm planning on building a collection of pyramids because each one represents an image and a thought that I could focus on. This one is a chakra. You see it there? Chakra image. So again, like I said, I have to learn more about the chakras. I've just scratched the surface, but I totally get it. I understand it a lot better now, and I'm gonna learn more as time go on. And I don't have a lot to say about this right now, but I love that it's purple because purple is my adoptive color. It is a color that I adopt as my favorite color because it was my dad's favorite color. I actually am a woman of all colors, and I love all colors for different reasons. But purple is my adopted main color choice when picking out things. Like for instance, you know, I would pick things out. I would go for purple if I like the purple of it. Oh, you can't really see that very well, but this is my diamond painting case. I would pick purple if I like how purple looks. If there's nothing that a color I don't favor more or anything. This is my purple earbuds case. I would pick purple because that connects me with my dad. So purple is my adopted color. So yeah, those are the three. Those are the three additions to my pyramid collection. And thank you for watching this video. I hope that you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a good vibes video. I also wanted to say that I started the day with 33 subscribers, and I just looked and I saw that I got 34, and that is not my only blessing of the day. Oh my God, today was just a very, very blessed day. The dentist also blessed me and I was very blessed today. I was very blessed today, and I'm grateful. And I may do a recording. I'll do a recording for a separate diamond painting recording. But if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and comment and share and just help me out with the algorithm. And I will just keep making videos, keep recording, keep sharing about my transformation and what I learned and how I'm gonna live in the light. I'm gonna put my light out, my energy, and put good things out into the world. Thank you for watching. Peace and blessings.